He hanged himself from the world tree, pierced by his own spear. No food, no water, 9 nights. He wasn't being punished. He wasn't being tortured by enemies. He did this to himself. Why would a god, the king of gods, choose agony over comfort? Choose blindness over sight? Choose to tear out his own eye and drop it into a well? Because Odin knew something the other gods didn't. He knew how it all ends. This is the story of the god who saw his own death and spent eternity preparing for a battle he knew he would lose. Odin was not born all-knowing. He was born into a violent cosmos. Before him, there was only Ginnungagap, a void between fire and ice. From that collision came Ymir, the first giant, chaos itself given flesh. Odin and his brothers killed Ymir. From his corpse, they built the world. His bones became mountains. His blood became seas. His skull became the sky. But in that act of creation, Odin understood something. To build a new world, you must destroy the old one. Order comes from chaos, and chaos never truly dies. It only waits. Thor trusted his hammer. Loki trusted his cunning. Odin trusted neither. Because strength can be broken, schemes can fail, but knowledge reveals what's coming before it arrives. So Odin began his search, not for power, for truth. At the roots of Yggdrasil, beneath the world itself, there lay a well, Mimir's well. Its waters contained wisdom older than the gods. One drink, and you could see the threads of time, past, present, and future woven together. But knowledge has never been free, not in this universe. Mimir, the guardian, looked at Odin and asked a single question. What are you willing to lose? Not gold, not blood, not another life. Your eye. Think about this. The king of gods, the one who shaped the world from a giant's corpse, and he's being asked to carve out a piece of himself. This wasn't a bargain. This was a test. Do you truly want to see? Then first, you must sacrifice your sight. Odin didn't hesitate. He reached up, tore out his own eye, and dropped it into the black water. And he drank. The universe unfolded in his mind. He saw the 9 realms. He understood how time moves. He glimpsed the threads connecting gods, giants, elves, and men. But one thread burned brighter than the others: his own death. The well showed him the future. But to fight the future, he needed more than vision. He needed the runes. The runes were not letters, not symbols. They were the source code of reality itself, power over fate, death, and the shape of things. But the runes do not answer to those who simply ask. So Odin went to Yggdrasil, the great ash tree that holds the 9 realms together. He took his spear, Gungnir, and drove it through his own side. Then he hanged himself. 9 nights, 9 days, no food, no water, no help. This was a sacrifice. But the one who sacrificed and the one being sacrificed were the same. Odin offered himself to himself. Why? Because the runes exist only at the edge of death. To reach them, you must stand at the border between existence and oblivion. On the 9th night, broken and bleeding, suspended between life and death, the runes revealed themselves. Odin screamed. He reached down and he claimed them. This is the law of Norse myth. Nothing is given, everything is taken, and the price is always blood. With wisdom came a vision Odin never wanted. Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. First, he saw the warning signs. 3 winters with no summer between them. Fimbulwinter, the sun swallowed. Brother killing brother, the world descending into darkness. Then, the chains breaking. Fenrir, the wolf so massive his jaws stretch from earth to sky, breaking free after centuries of imprisonment, running toward Asgard with fire in his throat. Jormungandr, the serpent wrapped around the world, releasing its tail, rising from the ocean, poison dripping from its fangs, filling the air with death. Surt, lord of the fire giants, marching from Muspelheim, his sword burning brighter than the sun, coming to end everything. Odin saw it all. He saw Thor fall to the serpent's venom. He saw Freyr die without his sword. He saw Heimdall and Loki destroy each other. And he saw himself, standing before Fenrir, Gungnir raised, fighting with everything he had, and the wolf's jaws closing around him. Odin saw his death. He lived with that image every single day, and he could not change a single frame of it. This is what makes Odin unlike any other god. He knew the ending. He knew Ragnarok could not be stopped. He knew the gods would fall. He knew he would die. And he prepared anyway. He built Valhalla, a great hall with 500 doors. He sent the Valkyries to every battlefield in history, not to save the bravest warriors, to collect them. Every soldier who died with courage was brought to Valhalla, not to rest, not to feast forever, to train. The Einherjar fought each other every day. They died and rose again, over and over, for centuries, building an army for a war already lost. There's a darkness here. Odin wasn't rescuing these warriors. He was using them. Every war in human history fed his army. Every brave death served his purpose. Was he honorable? Was he manipulative? Both. Odin knew he couldn't escape fate, but he believed it could be faced, challenged, met with defiance. The outcome was written, but how he reached that outcome, that was still his to decide. Odin is not a hero. He is restless, obsessed, haunted by an end he cannot escape. But he teaches us something uncomfortable. Wisdom doesn't guarantee survival. Knowledge doesn't erase destiny. Sometimes it only shows you the shape of your defeat. And still, you prepare. you fight. You refuse to kneel. You cannot change your fate, but you can choose how you meet it. The Allfather gave his eye for truth. He hung for 9 nights in agony. He saw his death and carried that weight for eternity. And when the wolf finally came, he raised his spear. That is Odin, the god who knew the end and faced it standing.